there is one thing in Hearts of Iron 4 that I always wanted to do, but never did. And I honestly don't know why, because it's a lot of fun. So today, we will do that. I want to form the HRE as Germany. And it's actually not that hard. You only need to know what you're doing. So today, Iron Man, historical, and go. So, what do we need to do for HRE Germany? Pretty straightforward. We have to go down the monarchist route and then have to do a few particular decisions to get the ruler that allows us to get the decision. Yeah, it's a little bit fiddly, I know. For now, I will not rush down the Civilwar because it kind of screws around with historical. So the first few focuses I will do will be industry-wise because we need an industry anyways. The Civilwar will weaken us a lot. And I actually want to have a mostly historical playthrough. What I will do day one with Germany is to build mill factories everywhere because it will help us a lot in winning the Civilwar. We will probably win anyways, but if you have a bit more production on the other side, it should go even faster. Research-wise, industry and engineering. Additionally, we can do guns. Production-wise, I do actually want to build a lot of tanks, and day one, you get full efficiency. So I will put as much mill factories as I can into tanks. For later on, a bit more into planes, because I will need these too. And that's basically the setup done. So, the second industrial focus is done, bringing us down here, and I think that has given me enough time so that Great Britain has done the historical path by now. So, no weird ahistorical UK next to me. And that means that I can go down the Civil War path. And you know what? I will get an offensive chief of army expert. This will give me extra experience for the future and a bit more punch in the Civil War. Pretty good. And the Civil War has started. What I'm gonna do now is the same thing I always do in the Civil War, keeping all of the meat grinder infantry, which is basically the free infantry you get here, at the front line, and focus my real army through the middle. This way I cut the front line into two halves and makes this pretty much very easy. At the same time, let me also get my air force. And while we're having a bit of fun in Germany, let's improve our industry. And the front line is cut in half. And here you go, the last holdout of the German troops in the south. And of course, the last standing. Fun. And with the south cleaned up, let's start with the real push. Don't forget about the air force. Because I do a lot, especially about importing fuel. Very important, don't forget that. The best part about all of this is that right now we can go to war economy and extensive conscription. And why are we not going to total mobilization? The answer is pretty easy. We will lose a lot of recruitable population and it will actually hurt us a lot. And we are in Berlin. That was fast. The tank just blitzing through Germany. Oh, and look who's that. And we have won. Let's get rid of our enemies. This makes our military very weak. But you know what? We have to delete it anyway, so it actually really doesn't matter. I know, huge plot twist. We're done with the industrial focuses over here. Right now, I could go for the research focus, but I'm pretty much ahead of technology right now, so I'm actually gonna wait with that one. What I will start now is go down the Kaiserreich path, so let's go. And something I'm also gonna do is sharpen the air safety regulations. Why do I do that? Because this basically guarantees that the Hindenburg doesn't burn and crash. The new state has been secured, allowing us to go down the democratic route, cringe, or the Kaiserreich route. Let's do that. At the same time, I got enough arm experience to actually go down my doctrines a little bit, so let's do that. So our focus today is shrunken by a lot, now having finished to revive the Kaiserreich, giving us a cool modifier. In the meantime, while we wait for this, I'm gonna get myself the research slot. Let's go. Good news, the Hindenburg survived. And because we're still building up a huge military industry in the background, like, look, I will get myself the war industrialist, because 10% sounds pretty good. So, research slot is in our hands, and we have enough non-aligned support to do Return of the Kaiser. The Netherlands prevents Wilhelm II to return, so we can declare war on them, which we don't want to do, or we just take Wilhelm III, which is actually what we want to have. And this is the whole reason why I deleted my entire army, because if you're weak, the Netherlands will say no to Wilhelm II returning, and we actually need Wilhelm III for the next event chains. Very good. So we have Wilhelm III in charge now, and I can also build up an army again, because I will need an army. In the background, we now have a lot of other decisions to do, and the thing I want to do immediately is this focus, because this focus gives France ticking communism support, and we need France to fill up communists to be able to attack them. So let's do that immediately. In the background, we now have to click these decisions over here, which basically costs us some political power. But if we get through them all, we get a cool leader. So let's start with reinstate Prince William's right of succession. This brings us to modernize the succession law, which allows women to inherit the throne. But we don't have enough political power yet, so for now I have to wait. Okay, the communists have been expelled. And if I haven't mentioned it, yeah, we're gonna go down the British route because we need the British help for all of this. But I will not continue over here because I want to get a few military bonuses, and we get that if we're good with the Soviets. Later on, we're not gonna be good with the Soviets anymore. But for now, let's use our good relations and get some technology bonuses. And as you can see, communist support for France is ticking. And in around a year from now on, they will turn communist, then we can attack them. And because of the army experience, let's get maneuver warfare, because I do want to work a lot of tanks. I am Germany, I have a great tank production. And also, embrace the future. And of course, later on, I'm gonna get myself modernization drive, because it makes it very cheap to create tank divisions. Oh, literally, a second later, I can take it. Good. Everything timed perfectly. Army innovations is done. Let's do treaty with the USSR. The Soviet Union must approve of the agreement. Yeah, that's why we do it now. All of you, train next to the French. Intimidate them. Flex your muscles. Treaty with the USSR is done. Let's see if we get the bonuses. Oh yeah, we do. Making tank research way easier. But with that out of the way, I will go over here. Accept British naval dominance. For now. We've accepted British naval dominance, making them like us a bit more. And now we can do an alliance with the Shade. Basically, we're explaining to the British that we should join the Allies because the French are worse. What a great, completely realistic argument. Anyways, let's finally modernize the succession law. I've kind of waited with that longer than I needed to. There's one more event we need to click, but for now we've done everything we can. Let me just update my tank division a little bit because I want it to be quite the chunker, even though it's only light tanks. And because it costs me no army experience, I can do this immediately. Upgrading it to 36 combat with, which in my experience works quite well. And since we've built a lot of tanks from day one, we can build actually nearly 10 of these, which is crazy. France will not have a good time, I can tell you that. You have like a large amount of planes, and no Bulgaria, no claims for you. I think I have a very stable build there. This should be easy. Oh, by the way, a good chunk of Poland just disappeared. Okay. So, we actually joined the Allies. Very cool. And France is very soon communist, so I would say that's good timing. But while we're waiting for that, let's do these focuses over here, which are really, really good for industry. Minus 50% consumer good factory factor. Nice. Now, the only thing we need to do now is have high relations with the British. And because I haven't done anything too bad yet, you should be able to get this with improved relations. That's actually the main reason why I haven't done any great invasions before I did the Civil War, because if I increased the world tension too high, I would have never been able to get to 100 relations, and now we can do that easily. So the British love me, and I can request the restoration of British titles. What could go wrong? The British government accepts the request. We have two options now. An excellent idea where Princess Victoria will go ahead and prepare a lot of things for our government. Very important. Or we will send everyone at once there, which, yeah. How about we send Princess Victoria ahead, and the rest comes with the Hindenburg. What could go wrong? Nothing, right? Yeah, we have a new ruler, and she's a pretty good ruler. What we had to do to get her, let's not talk about that. But now that we have her, we unlock the decision to revive the Holy Roman Empire. And for that, we need to control a lot of land. Like, really, a lot of land. So, yeah, we basically have to conquer pretty much every neighbor we have to revive the HRE. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Rebuild the nation complete. In the background, I already see the French just literally flipped communist, which is, you know, good timing. That should allow us to demand Alsace-Lorraine and basically get a free war goal against the French. The only risk we have now is that the French joins the Comintern, which I really don't want to. So we have to win this war fairly quick. Big problem is that they don't have the unstable government anymore. So we actually have to go in and conquer them legitimately. This is so sad, I know. But that shouldn't be too hard. They're still very weak, and it's still early France. They still have a lot of the negative modifiers. If you know what you're doing, this should just be a few months and we have won. And those tanks are gonna be very handy. In the background, I'm also building a lot of airfields up because I will need them to get into France. But yeah, I think this should be very doable. You never will see the Blitz coming, I tell you that much. The focus is done and we have our war goal. While this is going on, I'm gonna do a bit more focuses over here to basically fix our nation and get a lot of bonuses. Maybe even demand our land from Poland back. But the important bit now is that I firstly stop drilling my army. And now that we declare war on the French and let let them go into the Rhineland. Why that? Because I don't want to push through the Maginot Line. It is a level 10 fort. I'm not stupid. Very important that we do this now. Bypass the Maginot Line, which gives us a war goal against Switzerland. We can only do this when we're at war with France, and if we don't do it now, we don't get a very early war goal against Switzerland. And, you know, they have modifiers, which makes war justifications take forever. So the French are now at our border. Let's push. Because we actually have a lot of quite strong divisions, even though this is over river and they're a little bit entrenched, this is working. At the same time, we are obliterating the Air Force because I have so much more planes. So this focus is done. Now we can do these focuses over here. No problem. And very important, keep the momentum. Push them over the Maginot Line. We don't want them to get any time to reorganize. In the background, I have to buy so much oil. It's not even funny. But I'm about to encircle the entire French front line, so worth it. Yep, the French front line is collapsing a lot. And you know what? Because I'm rude, I'm just gonna let the Maginot Line be because I don't really want to push into that. And I think if I take everything else, they should just capitulate. Paris has fallen. Let's push more. Oh my god, my tanks are so fast. It's crazy. I forgot how fast light tanks are. I mean, look at that. The French have capitulated, and that before they could join any faction.
Nice.
Taking everything, even the navy. This was very fast. Anyways, goodbye Switzerland. I know I said this many times, but that was fast. And Switzerland capitulates. Only problem of this is that I'm now at war with Sweden, because, you know, they guaranteed them. I was a bit slow attacking them, but, you know, it's fine. There's a solution how to get Sweden out of this, and it's pretty straightforward. We're basically gonna leave the allies now and take over Britain. So justify war, 150 days, that's fine. And that should just make Sweden join the allies. Then we just capitulate them together with the UK. Should be easy enough. Let's build a few more tank divisions. It's about speed, not strength. I did literally capitulate France because of speed, not strength. But, you know, it does work. But what I could do now is actually add some artillery to my normal divisions. I'm making them at 20 width for now because I'm very used to 7.2s. I will make this later to a 36 combat width, but for now this should be enough. And I've built a lot of artillery in the background, so I can actually just reform my military like that. So, Danzig for guarantees. I don't know if Poland will say yes, and I feel like they've actually already given a lot of land to the USSR, but maybe we can even get that land back. That would be very cool. So, Danzig for guarantees. Do we get it? Hey, let's go. Germany connected. Also with France. The Mexicans just joined the allies. I really hope they're not a great power, because it would be so annoying. Anyways, our war goal is done. Let's go in. And don't ask me why, but the Belgians are now also part of the allies, so I guess we have to go through them. Okay, for now, only Sweden is also a great power, which is annoying, but, you know, better than Mexico. Belgium is gone. Let's go into Britain. They do have an annoyingly high amount of submarines around here, so my port units never landed, but they haven't protected any other ports, so I guess we got the landing. Fall of London. Let's go. So the UK has capitulated. Pretty good. Yeah, we gotta go into Sweden now. In the background, a certain union has decided to justify me, so yeah, fun. So the Soviets have the war goal now. If they will attack, I guess it's another question, but it would be very stupid of them to do, because then they're in an offensive war. They don't really get bonuses for that. Soviet-German trade agreement. How about no? You literally have a war goal on me. War goal against the Netherlands is done. Let's go in. How do I qualify to join the Chinese United Front? What is this? I'm fine. I don't want to join the Chinese United Front. I don't feel like I should be part of that. Of course, the British are naval invading now. Be gone, British naval landing. You know what? Let's update the fighters, because I haven't done that since day one. Fighter number 1, fighter number 2. I mean, it's Kaz, not a fighter, but you know what I mean. And now look at that push. Goodbye, Sweden. And the allies have capitulated. Doesn't this look great already? I wonder how the US must feel if they have German Empire on top and German Empire on the bottom now. But you know what? I'm gonna be rude and say it. Resources will not be a problem anymore. I think we control most of the resources in the world now with controlling this area. Now we're only missing Austria, Czechoslovakia, and Italy. And I think I can shorten Austria, because right now we're fabricating a war goal against them. But I think if we are in a faction, they should just join me naturally. So let's create the German Empire. And I can actually invite the Romanians. The Hungarians, not so much. And here we go. Austria pro-German sentiment. This basically allows us to annex Austria. And you can do this when you do the Civilwar path. This even works with democratic Germany. You just need to be in a faction with Austria, and after a while, this event will just pop up and you can basically annex Austria for free and get all of the cores. So yes, the lesser German solution was a mistake. Give me Austria. And now, bam, basically a free Anschluss. Pretty cool. But you know what? Let's justify on Italy. And while we wait, let's take all of Czechoslovakia real quick. Funnily enough, they are guaranteed by Romania, but Romania is in my faction. So I don't think they will help you. I don't think so. Finland proposed for continuation war. If I attack the Soviet Union, they join in. Sure, why not? Anyways, let's go into Czechoslovakia. Goodbye, Czechoslovakia. And the Soviets want to send me volunteers. Sure, why not? They even lost a war goal against me. The Soviets like me now. You know what? Non-aggression pact. Let's make this historical. What a historical game, right? I really don't want to fight the Soviets. And we have broken through. Very good. That was actually quite a fast war. And I don't know why I clicked on name. It's Czechoslovakia, but yeah, muscle memory. Oh, I love the eye. Right now, I'm waiting to justify on them. And in the background, I see they're justifying on Albania while they're guaranteeing their independence. And they're making some 5D chess moves here. And the war goal is finished. Let's go in. The Soviets want to help me again. Oh my god. Have you seen that? The Air Force. What is this? The Italians are not having a great old time over here. That is actually crazy. And of course, we're doing all of this to save Albania. Never forget that. My tanks are so fast. I'm just encircling the entire north now, casually. Why not? Look at all of these troops encircled. That is so good. And they capitulate. I'm gonna take, I guess, everything for myself. And now we have a puppet. I want to integrate a puppet as soon as I can. So I'm just gonna build in it. And at the same time, I'm gonna send it a lot of stuff. Like here, have 13,000 trucks and 3,000 convoys. I don't care. Should be enough for the first autonomy decrease. But yeah, it was quite a quick war. It ended before I could even encircle all of these units. But we're now with the doctrines done. Good. Soon also with the planes. Very nice. And yep, we can immediately after the land lease is done decrease the autonomy of Italy. So if we do this one more time, they should actually just be annexable. Very good. Hungary demands Slovakia. No. Hungary wants to split Czechoslovakia. What Czechoslovakia? They didn't even want to join my faction. You get nothing from me. So we can annex Italy. Very good. And this allows us to finally revive the Holy Roman Empire. Getting all of this court and getting a cool new flag. Let's do it. We now have the Holy Roman Empire flag, which is, you know, always cool, always appreciated. We get a new font. We're now the Holy Roman Empire. Of course, in our heart, we're still the German Empire. And this brings us up to 5.5 million manpower and 700 factories. Pretty good. And yes, I'm gonna be rude. That's where I end it for today. But I want to continue this campaign on my Twitch today. So be there or be square. But anyways, my supporters, I love you. Until next time, bye.